Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, challenges and triumphs. It's a constant battle between our inner strengths and weaknesses. While we all aspire to live a life of purpose and resilience, there are habits that often hold us back from reaching our full potential. In this transformative journey, we will explore 8 habits that make you weak and learn how to overcome them using the principles of Stoicism. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, offers timeless wisdom that can help us navigate the complexities of modern life. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, to cultivate virtues like wisdom, courage, self-discipline, and to accept the inevitable challenges of life with grace and resilience. As we delve into these 8 habits, remember that self-awareness is the first step towards transformation. By recognizing and acknowledging these habits within ourselves, we can begin the journey of replacing them with Stoic principles that will empower us to lead a life of strength, purpose, and inner peace. Habit number 1: procrastination of time. Epictetus said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." Procrastination, the act of postponing tasks and responsibilities, is a habit that plagues many of us. It weakens our resolve, hinders our progress, and ultimately robs us of precious time that could be invested in personal growth and meaningful endeavors. The historic remedy for procrastination lies in the concept of carpe diem, or seizing the day. In Stoicism, the focus is on the present moment and making the most of it. Procrastination, on the other hand, is rooted in anxiety about the future or the discomfort of the task at hand. To overcome this habit, we must adopt a Stoic mindset and remind ourselves that the only time we truly have control over is now. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, advised us to focus on what is within our control and let go of what is not. Procrastination often arises from fixating on the potential outcomes or the difficulties of a task, rather than simply taking action. By adopting the Stoic principle of focusing on the process rather than the outcome, we can break free from the chains of procrastination. Start by setting small, manageable goals and consistently work towards them. Embrace the discomfort and uncertainty of the present moment, for it is in these moments of challenge that we grow and develop the strength to face larger tasks. Remember that time is a finite resource, and each day you delay is a day lost forever. Habit number 2: negative self-talk. Marcus Aurelius said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." The way we speak to ourselves has a profound impact on our self-esteem, confidence, and overall well-being. Negative self-talk is a habit that weakens us by eroding our self-belief and preventing us from realizing our true potential. Stoicism teaches us to take control of our thoughts and replace negativity with rationality and self-compassion. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned historic philosophers and Roman emperors, emphasized the importance of monitoring our inner dialogue. He believed that our perception of the world is shaped by our thoughts, and therefore we must strive to maintain a positive and rational mindset to combat negative self-talk. Begin by observing your thoughts without judgment. Notice when self-criticism or self-doubt creeps in, and challenge these thoughts with rationality. Ask yourself whether these thoughts are based on evidence or are merely products of fear and insecurity. Stoicism encourages us to practice self-compassion, treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a friend facing a similar situation. Instead of berating yourself for mistakes or perceived shortcomings, focus on what you can learn from them and how you can improve. As you replace negative self-talk with Stoic principles of rationality and self-compassion, you'll discover an inner strength and resilience that will empower you to face life's challenges with confidence and grace. Habit number 3, avoiding challenges. If you want to improve yourself, be willing to let others think you are foolish and ignorant. Avoiding challenges and staying in your comfort zone is a habit that weakens your development and potential. It prevents you from developing patience, courage, and adaptability to new situations. Stoic philosophy teaches us to face discomfort and difficulties as opportunities for self-improvement. Epictetus believed that personal growth and self-mastery often come from facing challenges and pushing our boundaries. Facing the avoidance of challenges is considered important for personal development and self-improvement. Stoics believe that by voluntarily facing difficult situations, we develop patience, enhance our morality, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In modern society, people often seek comfort and avoid any form of discomfort. We tend to choose the easiest path, prefer convenience and immediate gratification. While this may provide temporary relief, it can hinder long-term development and prevent us from reaching our full potential. By avoiding challenges, we miss valuable opportunities to grow and explore ourselves. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength lies in the ability to face difficulties directly and with patience. It is through these challenges that we learn important lessons, develop patience, and enhance virtues such as courage, perseverance, and resilience. When we constantly seek comfort and avoid challenges, we limit our personal and intellectual growth. We become stagnant and fail to fully realize our potential. Stoics encourage us to step out of our comfort zone and engage in activities that push us beyond our limits. By doing so, we not only expand our capabilities, but also develop greater confidence and personal satisfaction. Furthermore, avoiding challenges can lead to a fear of failure. When we consistently choose the safe path and avoid risks, we miss opportunities to learn from mistakes and become stronger. Stoic philosophy teaches us to view failure as a natural part of life and see it as a valuable learning experience. By facing failure with a Stoic mindset, we can draw wisdom from our failures and use it to propel ourselves forward. It is important to note that seeking discomfort does not mean intentionally seeking unnecessary suffering. Stoic philosophy does not recommend causing ourselves unnecessary pain. Instead, it encourages us to face challenges with a calm and rational mind. It's about changing our perspective and understanding that discomfort is a necessary part of life that can lead to growth and self-improvement. By actively seeking challenges and discomfort, we develop personal control. We learn to rely on our ethics and inner strength rather than external circumstances. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, which is our thoughts, actions, and reactions to the challenges we face. We become less dependent on external factors for our happiness and prosperity. Applying Stoic principles to our lives can have a profound impact. It allows us to approach life with a sense of purpose and patience. We become better equipped to deal with difficulties, failures, and unexpected events instead of being overwhelmed by challenges. We learn to embrace them as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. To maintain a Stoic mindset and see it through, it is important to approach this topic with an open mind and be ready to challenge our current beliefs and habits. By recognizing the tendency to avoid discomfort and embracing Stoic principles of facing challenges directly, we can develop a strong, flexible mindset focused on personal development. So, embrace discomfort and challenges and start the journey of self-discovery and self-improvement. Habit number 4, indulging in excessive materialism. Habit number 4 on the list is the excessive attachment to materialism. In Stoic philosophy, the emphasis is placed on valuing ethics and inner virtues over external things. However, When we become overly passionate about materialism, we are at risk of losing sight of what truly matters and finding lasting contentment. In today's society, where consumerism is at the forefront, it's easy to fall into the pursuit of material wealth. We often believe that owning many possessions will bring us happiness and fulfillment. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that external things are temporary and ultimately beyond our control. They can be lost, stolen, or destroyed. Relying on them for happiness puts us in a vulnerable position of constant disappointment and dissatisfaction. When we attach our self-worth and happiness to material possessions, we create unceasing desires for more. We can become obsessed with accumulating wealth, constantly seeking the next big deal or the latest technological gadget. This unending desire can lead to perpetual dissatisfaction because there's always something new to desire or someone who has more than us. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of distinguishing between desires and needs. Excessive materialism stems from the unceasing desire for more and the mistaken belief that ownership will bring lasting happiness. Stoic philosophy encourages us to reconsider our desires and prioritize those in harmony with our values and well-being. To overcome the habit of excessive materialism, start by practicing contentment with what you already have. Recognize that the pursuit of material possessions often leads to a cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. Instead, shift your focus toward developing virtues such as wisdom, courage, and compassion. These are the true sources of satisfaction. Stoic philosophy teaches us to shift our focus from material possessions to the development of inner virtues. Qualities like wisdom, courage, equanimity, and justice are within our control and can lead to lasting contentment. By cherishing these virtues and working to develop them, we can find profound purpose and satisfaction in life. Moreover, excessive attachment to materialism can lead to feelings of insecurity and anxiety. We may constantly worry about losing what we have or compare ourselves to others who seem to have more. This attachment creates a cycle of fear and envy, hindering our ability to live with peace and tranquility. To overcome this habit, Stoic philosophy encourages us to practice detachment. This doesn't mean we should completely abandon material possessions. Instead, we should develop a healthy relationship with them. Recognize that possessions are tools that can be used to improve our lives and the lives of others, rather than a source of validation or happiness. One way to develop detachment is through the practice of gratitude, by appreciating what we have and focusing on what truly matters. We can cultivate satisfaction and reduce attachment to material possessions. We can also practice minimalism, simplifying our lives and letting go of unnecessary distractions. By freeing ourselves from the tyranny of materialism, we can align our actions with Stoic principles. We can focus on developing virtues, building meaningful relationships with others, and contributing to the betterment of society. This shift in mindset allows us to find genuine satisfaction and live a life guided by Stoic principles. In summary, excessive attachment to material possessions weakens our practice of Stoic philosophy. It leads us away from focusing on inner virtues and seeking lasting contentment. By recognizing the temporary nature of external things and practicing detachment, we can free ourselves from the cycle of desire and find satisfaction in the development of virtues and living by Stoic principles. Habit number 5, seeking external validation. Seeking external approval is a habit that can weaken your practice of Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy teaches us about the importance of focusing on internal virtues rather than seeking acceptance from others. Relying too much on external approval can make you dependent on others' opinions and undermine your self-reliance. In today's society, With the growing popularity of social media platforms, seeking external approval has become common. We often measure our self-worth and happiness based on the number of likes, comments, and followers we receive. This constant need for acceptance can lead to fragile self-esteem when it depends on others' opinions and approval. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that true happiness and contentment come from within. Stoic philosophers emphasize the importance of developing virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. These virtues do not rely on others' opinions or acceptance. Instead, they are qualities we can cultivate and nurture within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. When we constantly seek approval from others, we give away our power. We become easily influenced by changing opinions, and our self-esteem becomes dependent on their approval. This can lead to an endless pursuit of external acceptance, making it difficult to find contentment and inner peace. To illustrate this habit, consider an example. Imagine you've written a blog post that you're proud of and have put a lot of effort into. Instead of assessing the value of your work and the satisfaction it brings you, you immediately seek approval by checking the number of views, likes, and comments. If the feedback is not as expected, you feel disappointed and doubt the value of your work. Depending on external approval weakens your confidence and diminishes the intrinsic value of your efforts. So how can we overcome this habit and reinforce our practice of Stoic philosophy? Firstly, it's important to recognize that seeking external approval is fleeting and often beyond our control. Others' opinions can change, and the quest for approval from them is an endless pursuit. Instead, focus on developing internal virtues and aligning your actions with Stoic principles. Practice self-awareness and self-acceptance. Be mindful of your thoughts and emotions when seeking approval. Ask yourself why you need external approval and reflect on whether it truly aligns with your values and goals. Remember that your worth is not determined by others' opinions, but by your character and actions. Build confidence in your ability to assess and make decisions for yourself. Seek internal acceptance by evaluating your actions based on Stoic virtues. Focus on personal development and progress rather than comparing yourself to others. Be aware of the idea that your happiness and contentment come from within, not from external sources. Build a supportive community around yourself with people who value and encourage your growth, instead of those who constantly criticize or make you feel self-conscious. Seek feedback from trusted individuals who have your best interests at heart, but remember that their opinions should not define your work. In summary, constantly seeking external approval is a habit that weakens our practice of Stoic philosophy. By recognizing the futility of relying on others' opinions to assess ourselves, we can focus on developing inner virtues and finding happiness from within. Practice self-awareness and build a supportive community. By doing so, you can strengthen your practice of Stoic philosophy and live a more ethical and fulfilling life. Habit number 6. Inability to cope with negative emotions. Stoic philosophy teaches us about the importance of reason and not letting emotions dictate our actions. However, when we succumb to negative emotions like anger, envy, or fear, we lose the ability to maintain composure and act virtuously. Let's delve deeper into this topic and understand the impact of yielding to negative emotions on our Stoic practice and overall well-being. Negative emotions somehow overpower reason and cloud our judgment. When anger takes control, we often react impulsively, saying or doing things we later regret. Envy can make us resentful and bitter, leading to harmful emotions that damage our relationships. Fear can paralyze us, preventing us from embracing necessary risks or facing challenges. These emotions not only hinder our ability to make sound decisions, but also impede our progress in developing virtues like patience, kindness, and self-control. In Stoic philosophy, emotions are seen as impressions that arise from our evaluation of the world. Stoics believe that we have control over our evaluations and, consequently, our emotions. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can examine our thoughts and evaluations, challenge thoughts leading to negative emotions, and develop thoughts in line with reason and ethics. One of the key concepts of Stoic philosophy is the notion of apatheia, often misunderstood as complete detachment from emotions. However, it's not about suppressing or rejecting emotions, but about developing emotional resilience and maintaining inner tranquility when facing difficult situations. Stoics acknowledge that negative emotions are natural and unavoidable, but they encourage us to respond with reason, wisdom, and self-control. So, how can we overcome the habit of succumbing to negative emotions and strengthen our Stoic practice? Here are some strategies. Number 1. Cultivate mindfulness. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our emotions as they arise. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This awareness provides us with an opportunity to pause and choose a more rational response instead of reacting impulsively. Number 2. Question your evaluations. When negative emotions arise, take some time to examine the fundamental evaluations that are triggering them. Are your evaluations based on an accurate assessment of the situation, or are they distorted by bias or irrational beliefs? Challenging and restructuring these evaluations can help change your perspective and reduce the intensity of negative emotions. Number 3. Practice self-reflection. Regularly reflect on your thoughts, actions, and their consequences. Understand the recurring patterns that trigger your negative emotions and explore alternative reactions. Self-reflection allows you to identify areas for potential growth and develop effective emotional management strategies. Number 4. Seek virtue instead of revenge. In moments of anger or resentment, remind yourself of the Stoic principle of focusing on virtue rather than seeking revenge or nurturing hostility. Consider the long-term consequences of acting based on negative emotions and strive to respond with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness. Number 5. Embrace serenity. Stoic philosophy teaches us to accept what we cannot control and focus on what is within our sphere of control. Develop a tranquil mindset, recognizing that external events and the actions of others are beyond your control. By relinquishing the need to control everything, you can find inner calm and reduce the impact of negative emotions. By consistently applying these strategies, we can weaken the habit of succumbing to negative emotions and strengthen our Stoic practice. It's important to remember that this process takes time and effort. We may stumble along the way, but each failure provides an opportunity for growth and learning. Commit to the Stoic principles of self-awareness and perseverance on your journey toward a more virtuous and satisfying life. In summary, allowing negative emotions to dictate our actions undermines the practice of Stoicism. By cultivating mindfulness, questioning your evaluations, practicing self-reflection, seeking virtue over revenge, and embracing serenity, we can gradually reduce the impact of negative emotions in our lives. In doing so, we align with Stoicism's ideals of rationality, resilience, and inner tranquility, leading to a more virtuous and fulfilling life. Habit number 7, dwelling on past mistakes. Focusing on past mistakes is a habit that can undermine your practice of Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy teaches us to concentrate on the present moment, accept what has happened, and learn from our mistakes instead of constantly dwelling on them. However, many of us often get trapped in a cycle of regret, guilt, and self-blame, which prevents us from moving forward and developing as individuals. When we repeatedly replay past mistakes in our minds, we reinforce negative emotions and create a sense of stagnation. This habit not only weakens our ability to find peace and contentment, but also prevents us from fully enjoying the present and making positive changes. One of the core principles of Stoic philosophy is recognizing that we cannot change the past. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them." This quote emphasizes the importance of our thoughts and perceptions in shaping our experience of the world. By focusing on past mistakes, we allow ourselves to be engulfed in negative thoughts and emotions that lead to unnecessary suffering. Instead, Stoic philosophy encourages us to accept the actions and consequences of our past, take responsibility for them, and focus on what we can do now to improve ourselves and our circumstances. To overcome this habit, it's important to practice compassion and forgiveness. We are human beings prone to making mistakes, and making mistakes is a natural part of the process of growth and learning. Instead of self-blame for past actions, we should strive to develop self-acceptance and understanding. It can be helpful to change our perspective on mistakes. Instead of seeing them as failures, we can view them as valuable lessons that contribute to our personal development. Every mistake provides an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. By embracing this mindset, we can let go of the burden of past mistakes and focus on the present moment. Another powerful technique to deal with the habit of dwelling on past mistakes is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves focusing on the present moment without judgment. By shifting our attention to the present, we can break free from the cycle of regret and fully engage in the current experience. Additionally, developing a habit of gratitude can be very helpful in redirecting our attention away from past mistakes. By creating a habit of gratitude for the present moment and the lessons from past experiences, we shift our focus to the positive aspects of life and promote a sense of satisfaction. Finally, breaking the habit of dwelling on past mistakes requires conscious effort and a commitment to practicing the principles of Stoic philosophy. It's important to remember that we have the choice in how we react to our past, and dwelling on mistakes only hinders us from living a fulfilling and virtuous life. By letting go of the past and embracing self-compassion, practicing mindfulness, and developing a habit of gratitude, we can weaken the grip of this habit and cultivate a more Stoic perspective. We can learn from our mistakes, mature as individuals, and direct our energy toward what truly matters, the present moment and the pursuit of virtue. So strive to free yourself from the chains of regret about the past and embrace the teachings of Stoic philosophy to live a more meaningful and virtuous life. Habit number 8. Ignoring the well-being of others. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of cosmopolitanism emphasizes the idea that we are all part of a larger human community and we should care about the well-being of everyone. Ignoring the needs and suffering of others can weaken our sense of empathy and moral virtue, hindering the development of ethical qualities. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we should strive to live in harmony with nature and cultivate virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. One of the fundamental virtues emphasized by Stoic philosophy is the virtue of benevolence or goodwill towards others. Neglecting the welfare of others violates this principle and can lead to a disconnection from our fellow human beings. When we disregard the well-being of others, we become indifferent to their struggles, needs, and suffering. This indifference can manifest in various ways, such as being insensitive to the pain of the less fortunate, failing to provide support or assistance. By ignoring the welfare of others, we miss out on the opportunity to practice empathy and compassion, which are necessary for the development of moral character. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we should view all individuals as deserving of respect, consideration, and empathy. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all people, we can nurture empathy and act in ways that promote the well-being of others. When we disregard the welfare of others, we also miss out on the benefits of engaging in acts of kindness and benevolence. Studies have shown that acts of kindness not only benefit the recipient, but also have a positive impact on the well-being of the giver. By actively seeking the well-being of others, we can experience a sense of satisfaction, purpose, and connection. Furthermore, by ignoring the welfare of others, we reinforce a self-centered mindset, hindering our personal development. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true happiness and contentment come from living a virtuous life and aligning our actions with the principles of reason and ethics. By ignoring the welfare of others, we lose sight of this fundamental truth and become prisoners of selfishness and self-interest. To overcome this habit and strengthen our practice of Stoic philosophy, it is important to nurture empathy and goodwill towards others. This can be done by actively learning about the perspectives and experiences of others through practicing acts of kindness. By embracing the virtue of benevolence, we not only reinforce our practice of Stoic philosophy, but also contribute to creating a world filled with compassion and harmony. We become agents of positive change, promoting the well-being of others and fostering a sense of community. In conclusion, ignoring the welfare of others is a habit that weakens our practice of Stoic philosophy. By recognizing the importance of empathy and goodwill, we can actively work to overcome this habit and cultivate a greater concern for the welfare of all humanity. In doing so, we not only strengthen our own character, but also contribute to the creation of a more ethical and compassionate society. Through 8 Habits That Make You Weak, we have delved deeply into the wisdom of a Stoic philosophy and how its principles can equip us to overcome these habits. All of these habits can be transformed by applying Stoic thinking. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control, nurture our virtues, and face life's challenges with courage and patience. It encourages us to find happiness in the present moment and relinquish the need for external approval and material possessions. It empowers us to step out of our comfort zone and learn from the past without being bound by regret. As you embark on the journey of transforming weakness into strength, remember that change takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself and practice Stoic principles regularly in your daily life. With dedication and perseverance, you can break free from these habits and live a purposeful, resilient, and tranquil life. Embrace the teachings of Stoic philosophy. Seek acceptance from within. Replace complaints with gratitude. Prioritize virtue over material wealth. Face challenges with courage and let go of the past. By doing so, you will begin a transformational journey that leads you to a life of strength, wisdom, and lasting happiness. The journey is yours, and the destination is within reach. Seize today and transform your life with Stoic philosophy. Thank you for watching this video. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others who may benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We hope you will continue to follow us and learn and grow together.